Alright, let's make sure everything here is ready. It is a little bit later than usual. That's because it was really hot today. Reached over 106 degrees, so I had to wait a little bit just to make sure that I wouldn't fry my system. Let's see. Everything here should be working today. Let me grab this. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. This will take just a moment. I gotta change it to this. There we go. So here's what the map currently looks like. You can see there's a decent amount of things here and there. Um, Seems like most of the action is basically going on in both Aquarius and Ironclaw. Especially in Ironclaw, there is a lot of exploration and stuff going on over here. You can see there's no Vauna system over here. It's going to be interesting. So let's go ahead and go through all the factions one at a time. We do have a new faction that will be joining in here shortly, so we'll add them in a bit. But we're going to go through his actions first. Um, so up first on our list here is FRM. So FRM, they are going to go ahead and start building things as soon as they can. And here on Lenat, they're going to go ahead and start building some fleets. I believe this is Fleet 3, so let's go ahead and get this up and running here. Do have a little bit of a cough here, but I'm going to do what I can. Alright, so they've gone ahead and built some ships here. Cool. Alright, and they're actually going to be dividing this into a couple different fleets here, which is going to be interesting. Of course, they're naming them. Just a little bit confusing. Yeah, there's 4 different fleets there. Alright. So now that they've built those, they're going to go and start moving these. So Fleet 6 here, they're going to be moving over to C4 here. Fleet 7, they're going to move to D5 here. That might end up being a battle. Let's see, Fleet 8 is going to be moving to E6, just down here. Alright, and in the process, they're also going to be scrapping Fleet 1 since it's already there. Alright, let's go ahead and move all this as needed. Cool. Let's see. Yep. Welcome to the stream, Little. Alright. So we've got that. And okay, so that's everything they're doing over here, and there's probably a battle here on Arunt, which is interesting. We are looking at what is the next here? Fleet 2? Where is that? Fleet 2, which I believe. Right, where did they put Fleet 2? I know they have it somewhere. There it is. Alright, so they're doing stuff with this fleet here. And from here, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be making some new fleets. This is going to be a bit confusing. What it looks like is they're renaming this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And they're redistributing their fleets here. That is a lot. Alright. So now that they've basically redistributed their fleets here, what they're doing here is they're going to start moving these. Fleet 1 here is going to be moving over to D2. Alright. Fleet 2 here, moving to D4, which is here. Fleet 3 is going to try to move to D5, so 1, 2, 3, about here. And number 5 here, they're going to be moving to E5. So basically 1, 2, 3, yeah, about here. That's about right. And yeah, they're basically just capturing territory here in the Halion system. There we go. So that gives them access to Soon and G. I think that's how that's pronounced. There we go. So now they have those two. Of course, I'm going to go and update where all these fleets are, because there's quite a lot here. So Fleet 2 is now on D4. Fleet 6, I'm going over here. Fleet 6 is in C4. Fleet 7 is on D5. Number 8 is on E6. Number 9 is on B6. Alright, and then all these ones over here. Got Fleet 1 on D2. Fleet 3 is currently on B5. Fleet 4 is on B2. And Fleet 5 is on E5. There we go. That is a lot. And they're going to finish off their turn by doing some research on a couple different places here. What's the other one that they were trying? Which other planet were they trying to put research onto? This one? I mean, they haven't really captured that yet, so we'll see if they capture it from battle. But for now, they're going to be using up 2 of their operations here to go ahead and get information about these 2 planets here. Let's go and find those. There it is. I'm going to go over to the planet research. I'm going to go ahead and get the information for these planets here. Let's see soon. Has some interesting stats here. And the other planet here. There we go. So that's everything that FRM has done here, and we'll go and look at those battles eventually. I'll have to actually go ahead and load up the things here. That is on Errant. Let's go and load that up. So that's gonna be this one. I'm going to go find that planet mod. Let me go and check which one that would be. Alright, so that's gonna be part of one of these. This one. Alright, I'll go and load that. And while that's loading, let's go and take a look at the other actions here. So GDA is up next. They are all the way up here. Says they're gonna move in this over here to Aries, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3 about there. So I'll be taking this here. There we go. So now GDA has control over that planet. And it looks like they're going to be doing some upgrades over here as well. Just a quick one. There we go. So that's all they're doing. And then FNS, all the way down here. Let's make sure this is still loading in the background while we're doing that. Alright, so FNS, let's see. Okay, another upgrade over there. And what are they doing here? Yeah, make sure everything here is properly updated as needed. The fleet locations and stuff. There we go. Alright, so FNS, they're moving some fleets around. Looks like they're going to be taking their task force Quantum, this one, and they're going to be moving it to G6 if they can. They definitely typed that wrong. 1, 2, 3. I assume they're trying to go here. Because they can't quite go to G6, but they'll be moving to F6. But I do want to take this planet here, the uncharted object, which is an interesting one. And we'll go ahead and add some anchor points here. There we go. So now they've taken that. Alright, what else are they doing here? They're taking Q8 here, and they're moving it here to take Q. And they could take Q1 here, take Olu. And this allows them to finally, claim this entire sector here. Let me just, there we go. So when they have full control over that. There we go. And I think that is everything that they're doing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's everything FNS is doing here. There is probably a battle here in the Frontier system, though we're going to see if this fleet moves or not. Because if this fleet moves, it might be able to avoid that battle. But there might be a battle. We'll have to see. Alright, so now we're going to look at MC here. They're going to be moving to Jarun. And they're gonna go in and claim this. And this, let's make sure this is in the correct layer here. There we go. Cool. So now, Jeroen there now belongs to MC. Okay, so now that that's happened, they're gonna go ahead and begin building. So first order of business, they're gonna go and start by building a shipyard. Right over here. Let's go and just take this fill color here. Right, so they're building a shipyard, and they're going to immediately just do a whole bunch of upgrades. Take just a moment. Just gotta get out a calculator real quick. They're doing a whole lot here. Alright. There's a lot of things they want to do here, but they can't really get it all done, unfortunately. Alright, let's see. They're registering a ship immediately. Yeah, they kind of forgot about a bit of a rule there. They can't really build the ships right away because the shipyard has been built. So yeah, they can get their ship registered, but they're not going to be able to build anything yet. Not to mention additional research and stuff that's even needed. They can get everything that they need. But yeah, that should be that. Alright, so that's everything MC is doing. Now, DRF, they have not updated their actions, so they're just going to continue sitting up there. Now we're looking at SYC, this faction here. Let's see. They have not updated their actions either. Alright. SBI. Right down here. Let's see what they're doing. SBI is definitely moving some stuff around, I think. Yeah, so they're moving their stuff around. Fleet 1 is going to go straight down here. So their territory here is going to expand downwards to take this planet. Cool, so now they have that. There we go. Then what else are they moving? Fleet 6 are moving basically here. So they're going to be taking this planet here. That basically means that they're going to be taking this entire corner here. There we go. And Fleet 5, they're moving this out of the way. They're moving this to G5. Here. So they've just narrowly avoided that battle there. That was actually pretty close. Then what else are they doing? Fleet 2 here. 2 and 7 are moving down by 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So they're moving that down there. That was pretty close to being a battle there. And then Fleet 3? Where's Fleet 3? This one. 3 to the right, so 1, 2, 3. They're taking this planet, Caliper, here. And that's in the SETI system. Alright. What else is going on here? Okay, so they've moved all of that. That's a lot of movement. Then, oh boy, they're gonna be splitting their fleets here. They are going to rename all their fleets. Oh, that's gonna be confusing. So yeah, they're gonna be renaming all their fleets here. This one here, they're gonna rename to 1. Okay. Alright. This one is gonna be named 2. This one here is gonna be named 3. This one here is going to be 4. This one's going to be 5. Uh, this one's going to be 6. Okay, 7 is correct. Where's the other fleet? 2. So that one's 2, but there was another one named 2, I think. Or are they all in the same spot? Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that should be right. Okay, so this one here, they're going to be splitting then. Something like that. Let me make sure it's all correct. Yeah, it's all correct. Okay. That was a lot. All right. Okay, and then over here, more upgrades. Okay, and then they're going to move in this here to here. And they'll need to build a shipyard if they want to do that. Or assume they're going to be building it over here. I assume they're going to be building it over here. They didn't mention where, they just said build. Okay, so They're gonna build that, and they're gonna move it basically over here. It's the best I can do for like what they're trying to do. And with that, that should be it. I think, yeah, that's their entire action. They did just narrowly avoid a battle over here, but that means that their territory is going to shrink a bit. So this planet here is going to get taken. It's an alarm. Okay, there we go. And that means FRM is able to successfully do their the thing they wanted to do there. Go and get the information for that planet. There it is. There we go. Cool. So there's that done. Okay, and that should be it for SBI's turn. Now we have the new faction. And the new faction is going to be IDO, and they are going to be spawning. Where are they spawning at? They're going to be spawning on the Novana system here. They mentioned their faction color was going to be some kind of golden color. I'm going to go with this color over here. Alright, and their first order of business is just to immediately go 3 to the left. I mean, this planet's already taken, so all they can do is just sit there. Alright, up next we have UASA. Right up here. So we're going to go ahead and take this here. They're going to move up to H11 over here. It's basically there. And everything else is going to be moving up by 3. There we go. And go ahead and just mark where all those fleets have ended up. And the last fleet here, what are they doing? This one over here is going to be moving to C2. Here. Interesting. Nothing all too crazy. No new territory gathered or anything like that. Alright. And from here, IGI is not doing anything this week. KLC, they're doing some stuff, I think. Let me check. Oh no, they forgot to put in the actions this week, so they're not doing anything. And UNE, they haven't updated their actions either. Okay, so not all that much really happened this week. Interesting. When we're looking here in the libraries cluster, nothing new really changed. If anything, it's exactly the same. Over here in the Aquarius vortex, we can see that GDA has expanded into the TRAPPIST system over here, gathering some planets. It seems that UASA is actually moving their forces up towards GDA, which is going to be interesting considering they have a fleet that actually moved towards them this way. There's still this other system over here that's locked. Most of the stuff that's been going on over here in the Ironclaw Nebula. You can see here the rest of the Zentanir system has been claimed with lots of fleets around by FNS. Over here, we can see that SBI has basically, they've kind of divided their fleets a little bit, done a bit more expansion, basically taking the lower left corner of the Frontieri system. But as a result, it seems like FRM has basically started an invasion here. So they've taken Ararat and they've actually got a small foothold on Naru here. So there are two fleets here they'll have to compete with to be able to take over this planet. Over here in the SETI system, there's also just a little bit of exploration here. FNS has basically taken the uncharted object here, while SBI has taken Caliper over here, the small moon. Over here, we can see FRM has basically gotten a foothold in the Halion system, basically taking these two planets. Basically with this, they're able to take this entire corner. Actually, technically, they have this entire side of the map here. So, yeah, they have all that. And over here in the Novana system, there's a bit of a race here. Basically, you had MC taking this entire area here, and then you had a new faction IDO pop up trying to go ahead and take this, but unfortunately, they didn't get there in time. So, yeah, MC now has this corner here. There we go. And before I do anything else, let me just make sure these colors are correct. It should be the right shade of orange. There we go. Those are the MC colors. That should be about it for this turn. I'll go in and update I'll go and update everything, so that way your sheets and everything are all up to date. You guys will have your new operations for next week. Yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in next week's episode, and maybe we might have a battle by then. See ya.